Now at 5:30, messages of condolence and condemnation are pouring in from around the world following the assassination of Haiti's President Jovenel Moise. He was attacked and killed in the middle of the night at his home. The country's first lady was also shot and wounded. She is recovering in the hospital now. President Moise's tragic death has also left many in Central Florida's Haitian community devastated.
News 6's Carolina Cardona joins us now in studio. And Carolina, many community members told you that they are worried about the future of their families and their home country.
Matt and Ginger, that is the big question right now. Who is going to be the next leader? The news of his killing has rocked the world, and for thousands of Haitians living in Central Florida, it's a sad day for their country and its people. A statement from Haiti's embassy in Washington says the attack was a well-coordinated attack by a highly trained and heavily armed group. The president had been in office for 4 years and had been the target of protests for months.
This is a devastating story. At the end of the day, this is one thing that I can say. He was a father, he was a husband. He was not just a president.
Like millions of Haitians, Andy Paul was shocked to learn about the assassination of Haiti's President Jovenel Moise, gunned down by a group of people inside his home.
There is a lot of emotion of uncertainty. Some of them are doubt, hey, are we gonna have a civil war?
Andy moved to Florida 12 years ago from Haiti, but still has family members there and an orphanage he founded in Port-au-Prince. He spoke with the director of the orphanage, who said they are now living in fear.
One thing he told me, Andy, we're scared and we think we don't know what to do from now. The kids in the orphanage, they were crying because they're scared.
He says businesses closed their doors and families remained inside their homes.
They shut down their doors. I'm talking about grocery store. I'm talking about, people that's selling in the streets. They're scared to go out.
We have a lot of gang survival. Kidnappings are going on, a lot of killings. But no one, would even thought that would be, affecting a president.
Anderson Dovillis left Haiti in 2001 after the deadly earthquake. Since moving to Orlando, he established a non-emergency medical transportation company. But he hasn't forgotten about his people back home. Through his nonprofit, he provides educational resources to empower youth. While living in Haiti, he says he was well aware of the country's failing political system.
The democracy that we fought to have 30 years ago, so right now, it's a sign that we are losing it.
The 36-year-old fears the killing will inflict more chaos on the unstable Caribbean country, already enduring extreme poverty, violence, soaring inflation, and protests by opposition supporters who accuse the leader of increasing authoritarianism.
Since 4 years, the whole country has been controlled by gangs. We are asking our family, please, get to a safe place, because we know when these things happen, there's going to be all kind of rioting, looting. He
says the biggest question is, how did gunmen access the presidential home?
How can you explain, to the people that this president had, he had 4 layers of security and still got killed? Like, this is like, this is showing to the world that, we are so unorganized. I didn't like a lot of his policies, but the most important thing is, we are talking about the leader of a country. So whether we were supporting him or not, this is his life. Killing him and in front of his children, where his wife is now hospitalized, this is inhuman.
Haitian First Lady Martine Moise was also shot in the attack. Arrangements are being made to move her to a hospital in Miami for treatment. The Prime Minister of Haiti said order would prevail, but there was still confusion about who should take control. Authorities declared a state of siege in the country and closed the international airport. Carolina Cardona, Getting Results, News 6.